Peter Pumpkinhead.
Oh, yeah. He does do that.
Let's begin.
I like that song a lot.
It's kind of apropos, too.
It's really good, though. Okay, so we are recording, looks like. Yep, we're good. Okay, here we go, everybody. Your Thursday starts officially right now.
Has this wild woman been hiding under that demure exterior all this time?
Teleggy Adeleggy.
This is the Morning Stream with Scott Johnson and Brian Ibbett. Big ol' freaking dirt blanket.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It is the morning stream for July 11th, 2024. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Ibbett, and that's his cat, if you can see it.
And this is my cat, this big white fluff. It looks like I'm holding a white marshmallow, a white furry marshmallow. No, this is a cat. This is it's a Nara coming to visit for a little TMS action.
We're gonna get a little meow out of her, a little anything.
She's not a talker when I'm holding her. She's not a talker, but she's a talker when she's walking around the basement. Not nearly to the level of Salem. Salem just meows to meow. Like Salem walks around, makes eye contact with you, meow, meow. Like. What are you trying to tell me? What's important? What's the deal? What's
fill me in here.
Yeah, what's going on?
Give me more, cat. You know what's funny is I saw two random TikTok videos yesterday that featured a black cat named Salem. I thought that was crazy.
Oh, really? Excellent. Yeah, but see, and that is why my cat's full name is Salem, Massachusetts. Actually, full name is Salem, Massachusetts 08903 or something like that. I can't remember what the actual zip code is. I change it every time, but there is a zip code involved. Whatever awesome. The zip code is for Salem, Massachusetts is. I
love it.
Is her zip code.
You could mail an entire package based on that cat.
That's right. Exactly. Yes. Just PO Box 884.
Beautiful. All right, let's get to some stuff. We got a show. We got Wendi coming later.
Lots of stuff to cover. Yeah.
Oh, your internet just went wildly low.
Really?
Wildly. Let's see here. Why?
Is it back? Is it again?
It's back. It's like it was before we did the restart.
Jeez, really?
Yeah.
And I did nothing. Here.
Let's see.
Let me do another test my net. I wonder if Tina's doing something. Damn that, Tina.
Oh, she might be.
What do you think this is?
It's a good point. Maybe she's watching a great 4K quality program.
Let's see here.
That's weird. It was really sudden, too. Just like all of a sudden.
Just abrupt.
Yeah.
Give it a second here. Oh, I see a little icon in the bottom of Windows 11, little swirly icon. Is it doing an update here? Downloading an update? Let me...
Freaking Windows. Bastards.
I know, just...
Come on, Microsoft, get your shit together.
Give me 1 second here.
You're all good.
No audio. Is audio bad or like crusty audio, right?
Crusty audio, real jumpy audio, and crusty video. I could live with the video if it was just audio.
Yeah, of course. Well, let's...
What does your speed test show?
Speed test. It's doing its thing. So 874. So 100 download, which is about a quarter of what I know. It's about an eighth of what I normally get. You know, it's funny. We just started complaining about how Zoom doesn't do. Just should do its updates automatically. Yeah. And then when Windows does it, we bitch.
I don't mind. See, here's the thing. I don't mind manual. I just don't want. I hate when it makes me do a complete reinstall. Though. Yeah, that's what I don't like. But Windows does this. It has it does things that don't work in my life, and it pisses me off every time. That is why you are turned off right now. Mm-hmm. You dick. I'll turn you on later when I want to play a video game. But until then,
it just bumps me out because that's my window to the outside world, Scott.
This is how you subsist. I get
Otherwise, I feel like I'm confined by these four walls down here. It's terrible.
Hopefully, we won't make you go too crazy. And Wendi will be here if you need help. It'll be fine.
Yeah, good. Yeah, can we switch things up for today's Therapy Thursday and just why Brian needs a a Windows machine with a camera facing outside to the front yard.
Yeah, we need to know why. We need to know how someone should cope with isolation. That's a great topic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, actually, it's not bad.
It's not bad at all. All right, well, we're going to get to it. We got a bunch of stuff here, and if everyone at home who's like, wait, what happened? I paused all of you at home, so you didn't hear us
Oh, really?
troubleshooting.
So they didn't get any of that fun.
Yeah, the chat room did, but everybody else, sorry.
Yeah, good.
Let's get to the I went to lunch with Hootie 42 yesterday, one of our stalwart members of the community. Had a great time. I went in there. You know, I said before the show ended yesterday I was going to get a salad, and
yeah,
I didn't. I got a big old chicken sandwich thing that was very good.
Chicken sandwich is a good alternative to a burger, so that's good.
Yeah, and they even make one of those smashed burgers like you do on the big flat iron sort of Freddy style burger. I almost did that, but then I was like, you know what? Let's go with the white meat, you know?
Yeah, good.
Anyway, it was a great time. We chilled, talked to each other. It was like 103 out, so super hot. So it was nice to hang out in the AC and talk to good old Hootie 42. Nice. There are 43 or 41 just like him, but
but this one is ours.
This
ours. Is our Hootie.
Yeah. People should eat there, though. If you're ever in the South Jordan / Daybreak area, there's this place called The Break. I've mentioned it before. It's like a bar, pub food place. And on the weekends, it's insane. I would probably recommend not going there unless you don't mind giant crowds and loud people and a lot of drunk people. But if you want to just have like good lunch or whatever, you go there in the middle of the day. The menu's amazing. The prices are decent. Super good. Really good.
Cool.
And every waitress there, none of them write anything down. They come up to you.
Really?
Yeah, and they nail it every time. They come back with exactly what you ordered. They never screw that up. They're efficient. They don't hang around and say a bunch of stuff. They know that you want to just get to what you're getting to, so you would tip them good. It was great. So, highly recommend that.
I always feel like I should test. You know, when somebody shows up to my table and they don't have a notepad to write things down, I always feel like I should really go elaborate with my order. Say, all right, I'd like a burger, medium on the meat. I'd like the fries all facing a northeast to southwest diagonal, and I'd like the ketchup on the side, but I'd like it placed at the 8 o'clock position on my plate.
Oh my gosh, I want to be there for this.
Server. I'm sorry. Did I say waitress? Server.
Yeah, server.
I thought I said server.
I thought you said server.
No, I said
too.
when somebody comes to my table, this is what I want to tell them.
Yeah. I don't think you said waitress.
I don't think I said waitress.
I think sometimes
you might have said waitress.
Maybe I did. Oh, I probably did. Yeah, I think it was me that said it.
Yeah.
They're kind of hootery a little bit over here. Like I don't know how to.
Appropriate that you went with Hootie 42.
Yeah, well, that's true. But they're all dressed a little bit like they're at Hooters without the Hooters brand, and it's fine.
You mean like with tight t-shirts and short shorts?
Really short shorts. Really, and this is in the winter. It doesn't matter when. This is just kind of their. I don't know if it's a dress code or not. I'm not going to say because I don't know. But they all kind of dress like that, and it's fine. So it's hard for my brain to go. They're servers now, Scott. You know what I'm saying? Because they fit a stereotype of an older time, and it's just hard not to call them waitress. Right. Just hard.
Right.
But anyway, it's a great time. People should go there. It's
so
great.
Much better than the long black gowns that they wear at Habit Burger.
Oh yeah, those guys with their
so much better.
Their full burger habits that they wear.
Full burger habits, right?
Burger habit. I have a bad burger habit. We don't go to Habit anymore because ever since Kim broke a tooth there on some kind of weird hard little meat nugget, we were like
a bone left in the meat or something.
Yeah, or a little hard, little fat, little. I don't know what those are. You know, little. It's not like a bone. But it's like a little cartilage ball. You know, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Cracked a molar.
Enough to break a tooth. Jeez.
Yeah, cracked a molar. Had to have the whole thing replaced. She never has trouble with her teeth, so it's super lame. And we just haven't been back. Sorry, Habit. Maybe don't put little bone nuggets in your burger. How about that? All right, let's talk about some other stuff. We talked about this yesterday a little bit. You know how I was going on about wanting to limit all the subscriptions that I have and feeling a little overburdened by that.
Yeah.
So I did that. Cool. I made a spreadsheet and took into account everything I subscribe to. And sure enough, there's some stragglers on there where I'm like, why am I paying for that? Like, I pay for Nintendo Online, and I haven't used it in
right?
3 years, 3.5 years or something.
Right.
I mean, not since like the heyday of Animal Crossing have I used the service. So
Golly. I'm trying to think of the last time. So Nintendo Online. Yeah, I think it's been a while for me too. When I was doing the Zelda stuff, there was no Tears of the Kingdom had no requirement for Nintendo Online. So yeah, it must have been 2020, 2021 during the heyday of good old Tom Nook and his rigorous payment demands.
yeah, that guy, bastard.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was it for me. And so I said, and it's only like $4.25. It's not like a huge expense, but I'm just like, well, why am I throwing it at nothing? So
Right.
canceled that, canceled a number of other ones. I barely use PlayStation Plus, canceled that. These days I'm barely using Game Pass on the console, mostly on PC, so I cut that one in half. And then I finally did the big deed. Okay, here's a fun experience. If you're trying to combine your Disney Plus and your Hulu separate accounts,
Oh yeah.
they have a simple way to do it, but not in the direction you'd think. So I in my head I'm thinking, well, Disney is the tip of the spear for this. So you go to them for the combination, and then you can combine your stuff. And I thought, well, that'll be simple. Not at all. In fact, I had to talk to a dude on a little chat thing. And he's like, oh, yeah, you can't do it from this direction. I'm like, this direction, what does that even mean? He goes, well, if you go to Hulu and then go to your account, there's options in there to do what you're asking to do. And sure enough, I go to Hulu and you can take your account and convert it into Disney Plus. So I want the commercial-free stuff to remain, right?
Yeah,
so Disney Plus, Hulu Plus, and the ESPN bundle, I can get that one and save, I don't know, $7 a month or whatever over what I'm paying now for both of them separately. And you can do it via Hulu, and it's the same login, but I can't do it via Disney Plus. That makes no sense to me. But anyway, it worked, and they're all there still, and it's fine.
Goofy.
Yeah.
So goofy. Yeah, they don't make it easy, and you'd think that that they would have figured that part out for the consumer side of things before the merge side of things, right? Like, all right, so we're going to do this whole merge thing with Hulu and ESPN and blah, blah, blah. What do we want the consumer side to look like and feel like? Oh, screw that. Let's just merge, and then we'll figure all that out afterwards.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
Yeah, and Rainbow Bright says, I think Hulu is more the parent company. They're really not. Disney owns all of it. So it should be easy from the Disney side. And for some reason it isn't. So anyway, I got that worked out. That was fine. Then I find out that I'm paying for Paramount Plus twice.
Oh, really?
Two times.
Really? Yeah.
So twice a month, $11.99 is getting yanked out of my account from two separate places. And I figured out why. It wasn't me that did it. So I got into that as an add-on through Prime, like you can do with Apple TV and everybody else.
Really?
They all have add-ons, right? Everybody can do it.
Yeah.
So I did it there, and you get that, and you get your Showtime's all bundled in now. The other one was Nick had set this up through Roku, told Kim that he was doing it only temporarily. I can't remember what the deal was. It was something on that they could only get through there. And they were going to do the trial. And so they were supposed to tell me, hey, Dad, we did the trial on here. Make sure you cancel it before the trial's over. It's a whole story. Anyway, they didn't tell me. So I'm over here getting billed twice on the same damn service. So that got canceled yesterday. So this is actually a really good exercise. And now I have a spreadsheet with totals. I have anything that's a yearly, separated by business ones, separated by, entertainment, personal crap, things like Zoom and other stuff that I pay for, Squarespace, whatever. And, here's the best part. I was so angry about the Paramount Plus stuff. And there's really nothing on there right now that I care that much about, and I can always come back later. I was like, I'm just going to rage quit the other one, too. So I went to cancel it just to see what would happen. And they come back with, oh, we're so sorry to see you go. What if we gave you 3 months free, plus the next 2 months after that, only 99 cents? And I'm like, yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, I love that. Especially it works out well when it's something that is nice to have, but you could probably live without. You could fairly easily live without it. The Sirius XM is the best example of that. It's like, I like listening to Howard Stern when I'm in the car or sitting here at my desk and pull up the app or whatever, but I don't need it. I could live without it. And so it's, anytime Sirius XM says, all right, your renewal is coming up, it's time for you to renew. I'm like, I think I might be done with you guys. How about if we send you a big box of muffins every month if you stay with us, please. Or
gave you free bacon for life.
Exactly. Which is, how about 12 cents a month? Could you do 12 cents a month?
I know, and then it kind of is, it makes me both happy and mad, because on one hand, I'm like, sweet, I'll save some money. As far as the way I look at it, you people owe me about 40 or 50 bucks anyway for this 4 or 5 months of double charge. So hell yeah, you should give me a deal. But then there's a little part of me that says, give it to me anyway. Just come popping in sometime and say thanks for your loyalty. How about we give you some free time? You know?
If you can offer it for this much, why don't you offer it for this much?
Yeah. F that noise. Really pissed me off.
Obviously, because if everybody got it for that little amount, then blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We'd be able to pay our executives the stupid cushy salary that they get.
Yeah. And I will say this,
we couldn't afford Howard Stern if we gave you this price.
No.
If everybody this price.
I'll say this about Roku, though. So the way Nick did it was through Roku's add-on, because Roku also has a channel, and then you can do add-ons of HBO. You know, it's like everybody else is doing right now. They all have these add-ons, and while most of these services, well, you know what, I'm going to say this about everything. This applies to anything where you have a subscription. If you allow me to subscribe on a device, you should allow me to cancel on that exact same device.
Yes, and not have to call and speak to somebody like you do with SiriusXM. Actually, now with SiriusXM, I can do it via chat, and that makes the whole thing so much easier.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
Because everything on chat looks like this.
Yeah.
For those of you listening, I'm folding my arms and looking very indignant.
Yeah.
Like,
it's very stern.
I don't need it, even though I'm like, please. please, give me the deal. Give me the deal.
Give me the deal, you guys. But yeah, so they make you go to a separate website on a browser somewhere, and that's lame. And I used to and that's still better than what Xbox Live used to make you call and you talk to an Indian guy, and I hated that because it was a nightmare to cancel Xbox Live back in the day. These days, you just go cancel on their website; it's no big deal. But in this case, if you let me sign up in the Paramount Plus app on your device, you better let me cancel there. And I mean this for phones. I mean this for anything. If you let me sub in a certain place, you got to let me cancel there. Otherwise, you're yanking me around, you buttholes. You're trying to make it inconvenient so that I just give up. That's what you're trying to do. Hate it. All right. Yeah. Let's get to a phone call. Brian, this is about something you asked about the other day.
Oh, good. Okay. Can't wait.
Costco gift cards. Here you go.
Hey, Scott and Brian. I'm calling for TMS. Just wanted to follow up on yesterday's episode when Brian was asking how Costco can get away with charging $80 for a 4-pack of $25 gift cards. Well, I used to sell gift cards to nuns, and the way it works, the reason that they can do that is...
All right. He coughed. And then he called back. All right.
Okay.
I just
cough switch. Nope, that's hang up button.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I swear to God, I don't remember talking about this. Did I really?
Yeah. You talked about how you couldn't understand how they went. How you can. I don't remember the exact what we were trying to get to the bottom of, but it's something about how can they charge 80 when it's 25 each or whatever the deal was. So then,
okay, that must have been forever ago.
It may have been a little while. Might have been a while.
Okay.
But then he wrote back, and he I think he intended for this next call to be fresh and new. But now you have some context as to him coughing and losing at the end, and now here he's back.
Hey there, Scott and Brian. I'm just calling about the gift card thing from last episode. The thing with the gift cards is that when you buy a gift card, you're giving that business essentially a 0% interest loan that they might not fully collect. And if they do collect it, they do so with merchandise that they have a profit margin on. All of those things add up for real dollar value to the business, so that's why they can offer a discount on them. It's also why you see them in every corner store. Anyway, love the show, though.
He didn't. That's a
really, really good point.
But we have a serious chick in the bucket, though. His first call said, I used to sell these cards to nuns.
To nuns. Oh, that's right. Yes.
And in his follow-up, he said nothing about nuns.
Some nun put a hex on him to have a coughing fit that ended the call. No, you must not disclose the fact.
Yeah, I'm kind of dying to know more about this nun thing. And he said nothing in the second call about nuns.
How much of that did he bring up in the next call? None.
N-U-N, none.
N-U-N, none.
It was so yeah, that does make sense, right? Because they know that you are going to probably not even use the total amount of what's on a card. If you give a card to somebody and it's $25, they go spend $18.49. The other stuff just, who cares? It's just sort of lost in the ether.
It actually, that is a really brilliant thing. Plus, some people put it in a drawer and forget they have it. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I have a Costco gift card. Oh, after 12 months of non-use, we'll subtract $1 a month for handling fee or something like that until it's absolutely zero, until it's negated out and stuff. So yeah,
it's the same way. It's the same thing I always tell people not to pre-order digital games. Like if you're going to do a physical pre-order, I get it because you got something coming to you. But when you do digital pre-orders, it does nothing because you're going to be able to get it day one regardless. And
in most cases, yeah. But I did the digital pre-order thing with Nintendo, the Switch thing, because you were able to buy basically 2 brand new game releases for about 75 or 60% of the cost of the 2 of them put together. So it was like if new games are $60 each and it's $120 to get Tears of the Kingdom and whatever the other one is that I got that I'm sure I really enjoyed and played the crap out of. Right. I paid $80 or $70 for a card that allowed me to download those 2 titles anytime in the future. I can't remember what that thing was called, but that's a whole different scenario, right? Because you're getting a good discount on buying it early.
Yeah, that stuff makes sense,
your
right?
Digital, your digital thing.
Or if you're getting you're going to order a thing early and they will only give you the extra. If it's an MMO, you might get an extra cool mount because you ordered early, or you get early access, like
cosmetic items. Weekend or before access or something like that.
Those make sense to me. But if it's just straight up, this is $59 early, or I paid the day of, and there's no other reason to buy it early, I always tell people not to, because all you're doing is making it so everybody involved, mostly in this case of Steam, Valve, and in other cases Sony, Nintendo, or whatever, they're just sitting on your money in a bank earning interest on your money for no reason.
Totally. Yep.
So don't give them extra. They're fine. They don't need your extra cash. But anyway, good luck everybody out there with your gift cards, and may you all spend them wisely.
That's right, exactly.
Then we got a call about how somebody listens to the show. Been a lot of talk about the 2 times.
About speeds, yeah.
This really brought up a lot of pain and consternation with people. Mostly with me, but anyway. Here's how this guy listens, and I like his method.
Hey guys, this is Alan Jam in Birmingham. Just since we're talking about consumption of the podcast, I listen to half your show while I'm walking or running, and then I listen to the other half the next morning on my way to work. Love you guys. Take care.
Okay, but how, if at all, do you keep up? Because if you're skipping, because that's 2 days per one episode. Oh, I guess you have the weekends and stuff, right?
Right. Yeah, and but Fridays if he doesn't listen to Couch Party or whatever. So that is a way to catch up, but. I mean, I guess if it's the same pattern, right? So he listens to half of our show on Monday while he's running, and then the next half Tuesday morning on his way to work, and then he listens to Tuesday's show half while he runs on Tuesday, and then Wednesday morning on his way to work. And it's just like it's still a pattern where he's getting both shows in, I guess.
I like it though.
Yeah.
I think this is a good way to do it.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Sure, absolutely. He didn't say if he sped it up or not, but
no, it sounds like not. It sounds like he's just doing it. That's why I like his method.
That's
it's like
true. Right.
Proper content consumption. Sorry, all you 2.0 people, or all you gap closers. With your closing of the gaps.
Yes, you smart silence folks. Yeah.
I did hear though, no matter what bed music you have, this stuff's smart enough to just cut out everything but your voices. So
yeah, somebody had mentioned in TMS chatter that they had never noticed. They listen at high speed, and because of a little hearing loss on their part, but they listen at a high speed, and they've never noticed that we've had background music, and said, has that always been there, or did you guys just punk us? And I'm like, no, it's always been there.
It's been there since day one.
Had music the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on when with Wendi, it's off. When we have Tom stays on with Tom. Oh, recommendals, we don't have it. Like there are places where we don't have it, but for the most part, like all this sort of Scott and Brian banter stuff, always on, always back there. And it's weird without it, If you don't hear it, it's like, what the frick are we doing? Anyway, so there's that. Thank you for that. Both of you sent these voicemails to 801-471-0462. We're happy to play your voicemails, and we got a bunch that we're a little bit backed up on, so I will be getting to those pretty quick. Some outro ones for watch for those. In fact, there's a couple of them we've been getting that really want to go to town for very long periods of call time about my whole AI prompting isn't the same as being an AI artist and all of that. It's all fine. They're all good points, but I can't address all that over and over on the show. So I'm going to put those in post, and you guys can all kind of, see what you think. All right. I'm not here to change anyone's mind on that stuff.
We could always keep in mind we do our pre-show thing. They've saved some of those for pre-show, and we could knock those out during our pre-show segments too, right? Not instead of in the full show. Oh
yeah, that's a good point. We could totally do those. Yeah. That's a great idea. Yeah. You went all chunky again, and I don't know why.
I see you just type that. Yeah. Nothing going on there. Is it? Let's see. I don't know what the heck is going on. Adult Protective Services call or diagnosis or something like that.
Yep. So you're all good now though. So
that's what people are saying. All right, good.
I don't know what's causing it. That's
I don't know. Yeah, nothing changing here.
Well, you're clear as a bell at the moment.
All right, here's a question for those of you with PlayStation 5s.
Do it.
When it's glowing yellow, that just means it's in standby mode, or does that mean it's doing an update there? I wonder if it's downloading some.
It is in standby mode and could be downloading an update. It doesn't give you a different light for when it's updating.
Pulse or anything like that. Okay.
No, but it could be doing downloads or uploads, I should say.
This easily could be an ISP issue, and it just timed perfectly when I rebooted the first time.
Yeah. And why? Yeah, maybe he went to lunch now, so now we have some freedom from it. I don't know. What's going on. It's really weird.
I like these people. Like, is the whole thing glowing? That might be an issue. The PS5 stuff standby, standby. It could be downloading. It is going to explode. Yank the power of the PS5. It's like the pitchforks and angry villagers, torches and pitchforks, growing mob.
Yeah, it's all Sony's fault. That's who I blame. Let's do it. I canceled my PS Plus account, and now they're pissed. I don't know.
Right, exactly. Actually, I did, but I did it a while ago. They can't be pissed now.
Yeah, they just they'll be pissed no matter what you do. All right, let's get to
downloading foot porn. Actually, there we go. I'm totally not a coward.
Oh yeah, there you go. We've cleared that up.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some news, everybody, and see what the news brings for us today.
I don't watch the news.
Today's news is brought to you hopefully by
Coverville. I might be streaming it. I might be just doing it like I did in the old days, where I record it and post it, upload it as a podcast, folks. But today at 12 noon Mountain Time, twitch.tv/Coverville, the music of two people celebrating a 65th birthday this week. Jim Kerr, I think Kerr, maybe.
Kerr.
Lead singer of Simple Minds and one-time paramour of Chrissy Hynde of the Pretenders. They wrote a few songs together, and they were lovers. But then she forgot about him, and he even asked her to in a song. Simple Minds and Mark Cohn, who got beat up here once in Denver, I think, or shot or something.
What for? What was that about?
I don't know. I think carjacking gone wrong or something, but... Mark Cohn walking in Memphis, and that's probably where he feels safer than Denver. So covers of both Simple Minds and Mark Cohn on today's Coverville. Again, 12 noon Mountain Time, twitch.tv/Coverville.
Yep, all things willing. All right, let's get to this story. A man bit a snake to death after he attacked him. This is how you get revenge, folks.
Oh, no, that's like quick revenge, yeah.
Yeah. Man in India bit a snake after it attacked him, resulting in the snake's death. The man's okay. 35-year-old railway worker Santosh Lohar, that is his real name.
Love it.
Was working on a forested region near the city of Nawada in Bahir, India, and the incident occurred on Tuesday evening. When Lohar went to sleep, the reptile suddenly attacked him. He reacted by rapidly seizing the snake and biting it back twice, killing it. I don't think I'd think of biting it. I think I'd just hit it.
No, I would not at all.
Yeah.
That seems like the, oh, you didn't get any venom in me? Here's a way I can make sure that I might bite the wrong venom sac and actually get some venom. Thank you.
No kidding. Where do they keep that stuff? Is it behind their head? Like, I don't even know where that stuff is. Where is the venom?
I don't know. Yeah.
Bobby, are you here? somewhere. Just
Well,
leave it
where's the
alone.
venom?
Claire, you don't just leave it alone. The thing's biting you. You got to do top of the food chain shit. What are you going to do? Just, it's fine.
I mean,
Go ahead and kill me. Let me die. It's fine.
Smash it with your clock radio that's handily kept next to you on your nightstand or your, but maybe not biting it. Jeez.
Yeah. I know that I would react violently to a snake trying to kill me. I would.
Yes.
I would not go after it in the first place. I would not be like seeking it out to hurt it, but bite me.
I wouldn't sit there and go, "Oh well, snake's gonna snake."
Yeah, what are you gonna do? It's a natural thing. It's a natural course of
Exactly.
life. It's a circle of life.
I guess I'll leave you alone. But sorry for the inconvenience.
Sorry, Mr. Snake. Anyway, he did it. In some parts of India, there's a superstition that biting a snake transfers the venom back to the reptile. So that's probably why he did it, because he thinks that that's true.
Sure.
Maybe. We don't really have confirmation.
Oh,
on that,
actually, well, he says it in the next line. It's funny that this should have been the next thing that they said instead of the superstition, because he actually kind of confirms that. That's why he did
I
it.
didn't realize it was him quoting. It is him. You're right. It says, in my village, there's a belief that if a snake bites you, you must bite back twice to neutralize the venom. Yeah, that could have been the line. They just had to fill in extra words or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, he told India Today, that's their little newspaper / TV thing.
Facebook science right there. Bite it back twice to neutralize the venom.
That's right. Sounds like something my mom would hit like on. The species of snake that bit him has not been confirmed. After the bite, Lohar was rushed to the hospital by his colleagues. He was kept overnight and responded well to treatment. The Times of India reported, indicating he had been given anti-venom. He was discharged from the hospital the next day. So, Lohar, you're all good, bud.
You bite one of ours, we'll send 2 of them to the morgue.
That's right. Have you ever been bit by a snake? Never happened to you?
Never happened. No.
I've been bit once, but it was non-venomous.
Like a little like your little home snake? Was it?
No, it wasn't Norman or anything. It was years ago. It was we were camping, but it was like, I don't remember the name of the snake. It may have just been a straight like garter, basic snake. I don't remember, but it had teeth and it hurt, but it had no venom. They took me to the hospital anyway, just to be safe, but it was fine. I just had two little teeth marks for about a week and then it went away.
We get all sorts of warnings, so we're really close to a couple great mesas over here for hiking. Great, gorgeous, table mesa, and but there's always signs around it because they are untouched and aside from the trails, pretty wide open, hot land. And we get signs all the time saying, "Oh, watch out! Here's what a rattlesnake looks like." And we get rattlesnakes apparently up there all the time. Yeah. And we talk about going and hiking up there, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's really hot. So, but I don't want to wear shorts. I want to wear like socks that then cover up the pant leg." Of some sweats or some Kevlar.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm sure there's something you could wear or something, right? Some kind of leg thing. You might look weird, but it'd be better than getting bit, I guess.
Yeah, and there's no trees up there. There's no shade. It is just hot and flat up there. Great views of everything, but I don't want to go up there and potentially encounter a pissed off rattlesnake.
Yeah, we got diamondbacks all over our sort of southern part of the state, and you have to watch for them. But I don't know. I feel like you don't see them very often, and if you do, I remember in Scouts they were like real big on helping you recognize what you're looking for, and that was I don't know if I retained any of that. So if I saw a rattler in a relatively camouflaged bit of desert, what would I do today? I would probably. What would I do?
I think what you're supposed to do is when they start rattling, you just kind of back away slowly, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the thing?
Because I don't think they're not prone to attack.
No,
it's all
just
defensive.
protecting their area.
Yeah, it's all defensive. So if you really have to get up in their beak to have them be pissed like that.
Exactly.
So be careful out there, everybody. You don't want to get bit. But if you do,
go away.
Or if it starts to attack you and it's this gnarly like Mr. Lohar had to go through here.
Yeah.
Go ahead and kill the snake. It's fine. Go ahead.
I'm not going to bite it back though. That's not the solution I'm going to be going.
Oh yeah, I'm not biting it for sure. We don't have a good enough. There's no good urban legend here that makes me want to bite a snake. Transferring venom back and forth. Give me a break. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Bite it back twice to neutralize the venom.
That's such a weird thing. Where it's got to be ancient, like a really old idea. because we
it
know
has to be, or just somebody made it up and said, let's see if I can get this to stick. Let's see if I can make fetch happen with this one.
I wonder how many things in life are like that, where they just try really hard to make it happen, and then some stuff just gets through and it stays with us. Mm-hmm. Those bastards. We got trolled, man. The guy who told you to bite it twice to transfer the venom, he trolled the whole country of India, that bastard.
Right, exactly, yes.
Or
at least in that village.
Let's go to Columbus, Ohio for this one.
Yeah.
The police arrested a suspect accused of breaking into West Columbia pet store where several animals were set loose. I don't know if it was for altruistic sort of let the animals be free sort of reasons. We don't know exactly. But Columbus police arrested a suspect Tuesday morning they believe broke into several businesses on the city's west side, including a pet store where several of the animals were released into the wild, or that is to say, the city. Officers with the Columbus Division of Police were called to Roosters, where let's see, that's a street, I guess. Where after 3 a.m. I don't know why they give us these addresses.
I know, well, because it's a police blotter kind of thing. But yeah. Roosters is a haircut place, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
Isn't Roosters like a?
Sounds like a bar.
A hair salon for dudes. We have them here, and I drive by them, but I obviously have no reason to go to them.
I've never heard of it before. I don't think we have them.
Yeah, Roosters Men's Grooming Center. I wonder if it's the same thing.
Oh, could be. This is at 3 a.m. Police were notified of burglary alarm going off at that place. Officers discovered that the restaurant was... Oh, it says restaurant.
Oh, there we go. Rooster's Wings. They have a place called Rooster's Wings in Ohio.
There you go. Officers discovered that the restaurant called the Rooster, or Roosters, was broken into. Detectives obtained video evidence showing a man with long hair wearing leopard print pajamas. That's pretty cool. Bury the lead.
Nice, yeah.
Inside the restaurant, it's unclear whether he was taken from the restaurant or not. About 100 yards away, police found that the Petland store had also been broken into, and several animals were seen running around in the parking lot. Police recovered 2 dogs, multiple birds, a hamster, and 2 bunnies. I'm impressed with getting the multiple birds back. That's impressive.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because birds don't just sit around waiting for you to grab them. They get the
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, they get the F out.
Hamster,
they fly.
No problem. Bunnies, piece of cake. Dogs, all right, but the birds are like, woohoo, freedom.
Yeah, they're out.
Birds
are weird, man. We saw a couple of corvids. I think they were crows. And corvids, of course, whole levels above regular birds as far as intelligence and capability and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was watching them on a wire, tugging back and forth on something that I don't know what it was between their beaks, but they were on a wire over an intersection, and they were pulling back and forth like tug of war on something, but they didn't look like it was fighting over food, or it was one was trying to dominate. It looked like they were up to something. Like
they were using a saw blade that they found to cut the wires.
Yeah. Maybe if I have internet problems, I should watch for crows.
Yeah, there you go.
But I don't trust those things. I think they're awesome. They're impressive as hell. But I don't trust a crow, dude. They're up to some shit all the time. We're all worried about, terrorists or freaking spies or Russians or whatever our big existential fears are. For me, those crows are going to get us.
It's the next Shyamalan movie. Is going to be all about the crows and how they've been plotting this whole time, and now they're going to do it. Now they're taking it over.
Speaking of which, are you going to go to his new thing about the serial killer at the Sting at the concert? Have you heard about this? You going to go see that?
No, it looks really good.
It does.
The dude you're watching is the dude, and it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, no, it looks really, really good. It's somebody.
Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett, that's right. Yeah.
Haven't seen him in a while.
What a great, like, new direction for the dude.
Yeah, I think so. It looks good. I don't, one suspects that the Shyamalama Ding Dong twist ending will happen.
Yeah, but maybe
I don't want him to. I'm just saying. I hope.
It feels like the twist ending is, oh, the dude you're rooting for is actually the serial killer, and it's given away in the opening minute of the trailer. So
Yeah.
maybe we just don't get a twist, and maybe it's fine. Maybe we don't need a twist. We just need a great story.
I'd be great. I'd be happy if there were no twists, because he's got plenty
Yeah.
of other movies with twists, and guess what? He can do more with twists. Let's have one without a twist. How about that?
Yeah, maybe the twist is there's no twist. That would be the good twist.
I was getting vibes from that Robert De Niro, Wesley Snipes movie from the 90s.
Oh, was that Any Given Sunday? No.
Or was it just The Fan?
No, The Fan.
The Fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember thinking that was all right when I saw it. It's different than this,
Yeah.
but, it's a guy trying to kill a guy, but...
I was getting a sudden death vibe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I unabashedly think that movie's fun to watch.
I think it is too. I think there's nothing wrong with liking that movie.
Although I still haven't seen it since we film sacked it, but it's the kind of thing that I would see on a streaming service, and I've got an hour and a half to kill, and I would just watch if I could. That movie's great.
It's really good. Oh yeah, Rainbow Bright mentions the 3-part Unbreakable series. You haven't seen Split or Glass yet, right?
I've seen neither Split nor Glass.
Oh wow, yeah, gotta do those.
I want to.
They are really good as a good triptych. Maybe watch Unbreakable one more time, even though I know you've seen it a bunch because you really like it. But,
I do. I've seen that probably 10 times, but I would definitely see it again. And I wouldn't mind. I would like to see these other two. The only concern I have is everybody really pooped on Glass, and I just makes me. I don't want to be sad.
Never poop on Glass. No, I think Glass is good. They just put an extra ending on there that you don't need. I think there's a great reveal that you see like on a tattoo, and it's like, oh, that's great, and then they like go further without needing to go further. But I think Glass is good. And
Okay.
Split's good.
All right, I'll have to check it out. Why do I remember it being so hammered?
Don't sleep on Glass.
This might be. You know what it
Don't
is.
pass on Glass.
I'll try to treat this the way I did Quantum Mania. I ended up
Yeah, there
liking
you
it
go.
a lot.
Yeah.
I thought it was great for what it was. I don't think it's the greatest movie ever made or anything, but I don't think it was the
of course not.
garbage everybody said it was.
I don't even think it's the best Ant-Man film, but I think it's good.
I mean, it came close for me. Thematically, I like what they're playing with in it more than maybe the other two Ant-Man. Well, I haven't seen the second one, so I can't speak to that. But the first one, so I kind of liked it maybe even more than the first. But that had a really low score from audiences and critics. So Glass does too. So maybe I'm just missing out. I should just see Glass.
What is the score on Glass?
37 critics,
Wow.
66 watchers,
Audience.
audience. Yeah.
Okay.
At the time, I went, well, I'm not watching that. But now
I feel like 66 is a very good. That feels accurate to me.
that seems about right. Is that about how you
Seems
felt
about
about it? You felt like it was right around that?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
it was a good resolution. I mean, I'd put them in that order, quality wise: Unbreakable, then Split, then Glass. But I feel like Glass is a really good wrap up to the whole series. Especially, it was cool how the Split thing was a surprise to people. That all of a sudden at the end of it, you're seeing Bruce Willis's character, and it's like, oh, holy crap, this is all in the same universe. And that was one of the things that was great about Split, was that surprise.
That was the twist, right? That movie's twist was that we're in that universe.
So. Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember. Because I think the rest of it is just a really good thriller, just a really creepy thriller.
Yeah, I need to see that one still.
Yeah.
That's his highest rated. That one's pretty highly rated. Not highest, but
really?
highly rated. 78, 79.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Split is pretty universally liked, I think.
I would. Yeah. Go watch the 3, and I think you'll absolutely enjoy the overarching story between the 3.
All right.
So
I probably
and just maybe be more forgiving than I was on the extra ending that gets tacked on.
Was that part
It was
supposed
unnecessary.
to
It
be?
was kind of like, you remember how we had all those extra endings at the Lord of the Rings trilogy we had?
Yeah.
Like everything gets resolved, and now we're back at the Shire, and now everybody's married now. Blah blah blah. It's like, okay, well, great. We didn't need all this, but it was good.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So it
it's
wasn't like a twist at the end. That's not
No,
the
no.
version of that. Okay.
No, the twist happens. I think the twist happens before the final ending. For me, it did anyway.
Well, let's hope his new thing is good. I really hope it is.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I talked to somebody who I know is a screenwriter in Hollywood, and he claims that Shyamalan's very sensitive to anyone criticizing him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
And
how did he recover after the happening? Poor guy.
Yeah, I know, right? And I think he's just real skittish about it. So he says things like, even if somebody in the business even makes a remotely comment that maybe a movie of his wasn't that great or something, he'll like shun them on all social media. He won't talk to them at parties. He like gets really really sensitive. That's what this one guy says. So take it for whatever that's worth. I don't know if that's I don't know why he even knows all this, but that's what he claims. But anyway, I don't want to use names because then it'll kick up more dirt.
Of course, the twist ending is that he really doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
He's fine with all the. He's fine with criticism.
Yeah. It says his highest rated is something called "The Shark Is Still Working." What the hell is that? 100%.
Yeah, you know why? Because two people saw it and they both liked it.
Yeah,
that's why it's got such a high rating.
Oh, it's a documentary.
Never even heard of it.
That's interesting. He just produced it. It's a documentary about Jaws.
Interesting.
And how influential Jaws was on film forever. I actually wouldn't mind trying to find that.
No,
that
that'd
sounds
be
great.
kind of cool. Yeah.
100% on that one. All right.
Surprise ending is that the shark is still working.
That's right. We are.
It's in the title.
We're going to take a break because it'll soon be time for my sister. She wanted me to go an extra 5 minutes or so we did. Hopefully hopefully that means she'll be ready when we come back from this break. Brian's going to play a song. Tell us what it is.
Yeah, Rosie Lowe. She's a singer-songwriter and producer. She's got a brand new album coming out August 16th on Blue Flowers Records. Can't wait for that because I am loving the 2 or 3 tracks that she's released early from this thing. Really, really good. The album, let's see, I told you the album is called Lover, Other. Oh, I didn't tell you that part. Yeah, The new album is called Lover, Other.
Oh.
Because that's hard to say. The performer, Rosie Lowe, this is one of the singles from the brand new album. It is called In My Head. Here is Rosie Lowe.
Sorry it took so long.
Well, here comes my 10,000 yen now.
I see, and what is that supposed to mean?
A little financial matter, right, Taki?
Yep.
That's not very fair. Never mind, I'll just worm it out of you tomorrow.
Nobody's afraid of death. That's crazy. I'm afraid of propane.
And we're back from the song break, but I don't remember the name. You must tell me.
Oh, I'll remind you. That thing is called In My Head. The performer is Rosie Lowe. Make sure to check out her full album, which comes out August 16th on Blue Flowers Records. That album is called Lover, Other. Singer is, again, Rosie Lowe.
Is that our first playing of her? Because I feel like her name's familiar. I don't know why.
Let me take a look. Let's see. What's great is I can go back through everything that we've played on. That's our first thing of Rosie Lowe.
Okay. I don't know why that name's familiar. Maybe I've heard something on the other side of it.
Maybe. Yeah. She's had. I don't know what number album this is, but let's see. She did an EP called Right Thing in 2013. She's Devon-born, Deptford-based, one of British music's most idiosyncratic artists, effortlessly weaving R&B, beat, experimental electronic, and jazz introspection. Really cool combo.
Nice.
2016, she released Control and followed it up with You in 2019. So this is her third album, but her fourth release.
All right.
With EP.
Now, for those at home hearing this at 2x speed, how does Brian's crusty sound to you now? Because you're crusty.
Did I get it a little bit again?
Really bad this time.
Okay.
Don't know what that's about.
Don't know what to do. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not opening anything or launching or that this computer is still off. It's got to be something from the host, from the ISP.
I blame the dude wandering around your yard poking at stuff.
Yeah, probably. I did see a dude out there, and I was I was out there refilling my birdseed, and you see those guys with the blaze orange vests, and he was back there doing something behind the yard, maybe spy technology. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. For all you know, he's he's doing, what do you call that? Retcon? No, not retcon. He's getting some
surveillance.
Yep. He's going to go back to Kim Jong-un and say, we found him. He's got a great goatee. He's bald. He lives in Arvada, and we're after him. We got him, Mr. Un, or Mr. Kim.
So I guess just let me know how I sound, but I will less during the segment and the therapy on through without any crunchy distractions.
Yeah. Wow. That sounded amazing. I mean, I think what's great about that, this is like living, when I was growing up with Matt and barely knew any English, I got really good at, my brain could go and really focus in on what he was saying so that I knew it, and nobody else knew what he was saying. Yeah. So I wonder if anyone else knew what Brian said there except me, because I knew exactly what you said, but it was really hard. That was a rough one. All right, we're going to call Wendi. She's not answering. Perfect time, Wendi, to be late to the call.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, you sound good again. You're fixed.
He reconnected the wires.
I guess so. Okay. You sound fantastic now. Whoops, cancel that. All right. Ring. All right, let's get her in here. Here we go. Hi, Wendi. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. No, you're fine. Today's full of technical difficulties, and you're not one of them. You're fine. You're great.
Okay, good. Mine was more of an emotional difficulty, not a technical.
Oh, that's too bad. I hope everything's all right.
Everyone's okay. Everyone's okay. Just I knew it was going to take a little minute, and there we are.
All right. Well, good.
Thank you for your patience, everyone.
It's all good. Nice to see you. I should do your thing.
Here's another Minnesota tradition that's not so easy to throw in the garbage.
That's right. The tradition of having Wendi on the show on Thursdays and talking about about therapy. Here's
let's do it. Let's talk about technology.
Here's the funny thing about this. Not funny, but you've been gone for 2 weeks straight. Nothing of your doing, but we had a holiday last week with the 4th. The Thursday before that, I had a thing. So people are like, whoa, where's Wendi? I got all kinds of emails between then and now going, where's Wendi? What happened? Is everything okay?
No kidding. Yeah.
I'm like, we
3 weeks since we had you on. Jeez.
Yeah, we only missed 2. O'Brien's back to weird again. Gosh, I don't know what that is, man. Freaking ISPs. Anyway, Wendi, it's good to have you. We're going to get right to it. I'm going to read you a thing that you agreed was a good topic, and you still do, right? We're still good with this one.
I do. Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody out there with anxieties about doing some tricky stuff in front of people, that sort of thing, get ready because this is a good one. Here it is. Hi, Wendi. Huge fan of yours and all that you do. Well, that's a lot, Wendi. That's a lot.
I do a lot of crap.
You do a lot of stuff. I'm heading back to college to get my MBA Master's of Business Administration at 42, and with a failed attempt at a different master's program, I'm learning how to learn all over again. This sounds intense already. The summer marks the beginning of the course load, and already I'm feeling the familiar tectonic plates of anxiety shifting in me, grinding together with the thoughts of how much I have to do in an already pretty busy life. Making time for reading, notes, studying, and practice questions feels very heavy right now. Then the real fear kicks in, tests and quizzes. I really forgot or didn't even notice in my undergrad how stressful appraisal of my knowledge really was. It's shocking to feel my heart race as the thought of a simple 10-point quiz, or at the thought of that, and how small it makes me feel. Is that a thing? Feeling small and weak by something I'm trying to learn? It's only been it's only been a few weeks and a handful of quizzes, and I think I'm getting the hang of it. But what can I do to ease the pressure I'm feeling? Every student has to face this at some point, and I thought maybe my experienced life would temper this anxious feeling. Thanks for being you. Cheers. Wow. 42. That's an interesting time to go back and go for it again. I always admire that, though, when people can do that, or they get the desire to do it. We talked about a 105-year-old lady last week that got her master's. Yeah. Or PhD or something. That was pretty awesome. So, but this also seems like a lot of people have not just quiz anxiety, but just like, am I learning what I'm supposed to? Am I actually smart? Now they're testing me. Does that say I'm bad if it's like low on the scale, like that sort of stuff? I think we can totally relate to that. So, give us some great advice. All of us can apply in our lives.
Okay, here we go. No pressure. Number 1, 42. If anyone recalls, 42 is the year your life kind of falls apart, right? And so, no, 42 is a great, an age where things start to maybe feel weird. You don't feel like yourself. Maybe your home runs get weird. You're gaining weight you didn't mean to gain. You're feeling off. Work is boring. You're burning out. Like there's a lot that goes on in midlife that, the magic number in my mind is 42. And so here we are going back to college to get an MBA. Mm. There's got to be a million 24-year-old annoying people in your program, right?
Yeah.
Literally the opposite of 42 is 24. And there is a version of 24ness that is stupid and sort of like, you know, A, probably have just been doing school. So quizzes and tests don't mean much. And there's probably other people at various stages, of course, right? But you're going to look at the ones maybe it seems like it's going well or easy for, and it may be just they're on a roll and they've been taking quizzes 20 straight years and here they are. Yeah. So this is no big deal to them. You're coming back from whatever your other life was, right? And you have a big life already existing, and now we're adding quizzes, right? Whereas maybe the 24-year-old might have a girlfriend and a part-time job or something, right? Like it's a really different load. So all of that, just to validate, this is really hard to do. This is a tricky time of life to do it. It's an awesome time of life to do it. But we have something happening that's interesting and I think it's old. So when we go back to previous life, and I if they're listening, they could send this in, but just what was school like for them before? So sometimes we can just have a muscle memory or even a post-traumatic response to some things we haven't done in a long time. So it'd be interesting to know. That'd be my first question is, what was school like when you were a kid? What was school like? You went to college. What was that like? You know, give me a sense of how you've always felt around tests or quizzes. And if we see the through line, like I have never loved it. I've always been really stressed out. I always feel like I'm under a microscope and I'm not good enough or whatever that might be. Then we'd go, okay, this has been going on for a long, long time. Let's look at what is instigating those feelings. So if I feel like I'm talking so much to people that I think everyone knows what I'm about to say. So just forgive me if this is new. I hope some of it's new, but all of these responses, all these anxious feelings are really a protective mechanism, right? Like be good enough. So I'm going to kick your heart rate in and get you to freak out a little bit so you perform really well on this test. So you are good enough. But what we know is there's too much adrenaline. There's too much stress that can come from this. So our performance actually goes down. So it's freaky. So there's just sort of optimal stress for performance. And it's like that system has been it's given too much gas. And now we're like in panic or freeze or that type of thing, right? And so he describes it, right? My heart's racing. And this is for a 10-point quiz. So that is like, oh, wait, this is not even a big deal. Look how I'm responding. This must mean something. And his term, I think this is a he, sorry, is their term is feeling small and weak by something I'm trying to learn. Like that comment's really interesting. So we're having a biological reaction to stress about a thing I need to do. It's not something I've been doing for the last however many years. Maybe jobs you get evaluated a little bit, but there's nothing like a pop quiz to make anyone think, not ready or maybe whatever. So here we are with all that happening, and the responses you feel small or weak is telling. Okay, so that's why I would go back to the childhood and find out what school has meant. Any teachers that were both good or ill influences. When did you feel small in an academic setting before or weak before?
Could it be tied? Could it be tied directly to like the subject? You know what I mean? Like obviously, when you're doing a master's, you're narrowing in.
Yep.
It's not general education or whatever, and so maybe that's. I'm trying to think what would make me feel small and weak. It'd probably be a subject that I'm just not great at or didn't think I was ever going to study, or if I suddenly went into, I don't know even what it would be, astrology or something, or astrophysicist type stuff, would I just feel overwhelmed by how much I don't know, that kind of thing? Or is it just, maybe it's something they do know and this is just a thing you got to do your first few quizzes before you know if you're on stable ground or not?
Right. Absolutely. So I think some of that might just get better as you get more practice, right? It sounds like that's maybe even started a little bit. But I think the question they're asking is like, I'm having a big reaction to this when I theoretically wouldn't. But just take, for example, this idea of having a quiz make you feel small. When you're 14, does a quiz make you feel small? No, because that's how you treat young learners.
Yeah.
And quizzes are not the best way to learn. It's just what gets kids to do their work, and it can measure knowledge. Like actual learning, is a quiz the best way to actually learn? It's just the best way to maybe get you to do something, because we're using surprise. If it's a pop quiz, we're using your grade, all these motivators to get someone to learn. Is very, what's the word when you treat someone too young? Not cool.
Right, I know what you mean.
Not pedantic. What's the word where you're like, anyway, I'm not going to find it. Don't you worry. But anyway, that idea. And when you're 42 years old, it's not an appropriate setting for a 42-year-old to get a pop quiz. Imagine you're at work and someone's like, all right, pop quiz. This is for your bonus. You got to get 10 questions right. I mean, we go to trivia night for, maybe the same reasons, but you feel young and happy there. It's a bit infantilizing.
And that you do voluntarily. You don't want this stuff, done to you.
Exactly. So I think we have a couple of those potentialities, right? That this is just weird that a 42-year-old has to take tests. So valid. And then it's also, you haven't done this in a long time. So that's stressful. The fact that there are some words they're using that show smallness or weakness could be explained by some of the infantilizing that it would be to get quizzes at 42. But it also is likely that competitive thing. Everyone there is, you're suddenly in an environment that maybe elicits some old feelings. So the other night I came home and Abe was watching Breakfast Club, which, by the way, I had never seen.
What?
Oh, wow.
I know, you guys. I've also never seen Titanic. I have a huge list of movies everyone in the world has seen that I have not.
Paging TV's Travis. Paging TV's Travis.
Listen, hold on a second. You have never seen, I can't believe that. I mean, Titanic is fine. I don't care about Titanic. That's fine if you don't see that. But the other one.
But isn't that wild? But I feel like it's such a cultural norm. Like, I feel like I get it and I kind of know the basics, but I just haven't sat and watched the whole thing. So I sit down at the end where they're all communicating their real feelings at the end. Mm-hmm. And then, what's his name? Pumps his arm in the air in the last scene. That is the weirdest ending to any movie ever. Okay.
Because he's cheering the fact that they are who they want to be, and Brian the nerd has just finished writing that letter to John Vernon explaining all that.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was great.
Yeah.
So anyway, my point is, like, there is this moment of like, oh, the feeling, even though that was not necessarily my high school experience, but like, oh, bring us back to that library or to the room, to that feeling of being different from others, right? It just was like a funny moment. I was like, I've never seen this, but I feel like I have, because I know the angst from it, the feeling from it, because it is so familiar. That's why I think it resonated, obviously, with a whole generation.
Right.
And then the parents were all terrible. Just very funny. And
Yeah,
I think you make that movie now and it's just like, my mom is so helpful in my life. My mom's my friend. It's not going to be the same movie.
No.
You make that movie now and it's 5 kids sitting on their cell phones quietly in a library for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Also, the pretty modern library. I was a little...
No, that library is awesome. I freaking love
the
that
big
library.
statue in the middle. Who had a school library that had 2 levels and a big statue in the middle?
Yeah. No, that movie, Wendi, that's the first rated R movie Mom and Dad ever took me to. Was that movie?
Oh, they took you to.
Yeah,
they wanted you to see your teenage angst.
I begged them because it was like, supposedly the thing of our generation, but for me, it turned out it was, but it was just that was a formidable moment because I was like, oh my gosh, my parents are taking me to an R-rated film. How's that even possible? And it worked out great.
And it represents this like vibe, right? We'll call it that for short. And you go back to school and you're back in the vibe, and that is telling of like maybe this is some old stuff, which would be nice to lay down and not have such an effect on you.
Yeah.
So what I would do if this was just like a buddy calling me and saying like, I'm freaking out about quizzes, what do I do? I would do a little combination of a few things. I would take a minute and ask them to write out or think through or talk to their partner or whatever through their school experiences. So like, I know this stuff and I still struggle to do this with myself sometimes. So when stuff is just like off or not going quite well, I'm always like, yeah, just keep trying or whatever. But the truth is you need to actually process and take a minute to think what is actually happening. So go on a walk with your partner or friend or whatever, and just start to talk about school. What was school like for you as a kid? What teachers do you remember? Ask yourself this question. Do you have any school stuff that is not maybe that's a little sticky, never resolved, maybe you haven't told anyone about? And just see the benefit of getting it out. And what will happen is your brain will release some of it. It'll be like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh, yeah, I remember that. And so if you have an old friend from school, that would be the perfect person to talk to about it. You know, I will still talk about my middle school gym teacher. My friends and I will bring her up once a year because that woman had no mercy. She did not care if you were hemorrhaging with the words cramp. She would make you run to the stop sign. And so we made up a song about her. I mean, she is a figure in all of our minds, right? And if I could never exercise again, and I don't know why, and I hate exercise so bad, it makes me so miserable, it's probably pretty important for me to think about Shauna Nava. That was her name. You want to hear the song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shauna Nava, get a job. Shauna.
Oh, yeah.
And the job was anywhere but our school because she made us all run. And I think now she was probably just a sweet athlete that was like, ladies, it's not that big a deal. Just go.
Yeah.
And at the time, we thought she was a witch. Turns out she was probably really normal. But if I could tie my, I can't run to a stop sign now, no matter why. I don't know why. I could go back to, hey, let me think of some of my formative years. What kinds of things happened in school? So was there a quiz? This feels like so on the nose, but I promise you it might be true. Was there a quiz where you were publicly humiliated? Was there a pop quiz that you thought was super important? The teacher's like, this is a huge part of your grade. And you got caught not being ready and you felt shame. When did you feel small or weak in school?
Yeah.
Did somebody pick on you, etc.?
I'm trying to think if there's ever anything like that for me, because I also hated quizzes, but I never felt very public. It never felt like it was the teacher would never go, I noticed Mr. Johnson over here has an F today. Like, it didn't happen like that, like a movie or something.
No, but in art school we had the what was it called? It was basically where each person had to go up and show the piece of art that they did to meet the needs of the project and why they made the decisions they made, and jury, I guess it was called jury, basically. So we'd have to get up there and explain why we drew what we did, or painted, or created the trade show display that we did, or etc.
Right.
Which, that'll, maybe it doesn't have to be public, right? It could just be private failure, or like, what's his name's character? Your dad's going to beat you up if you don't win, or if you don't have perfect grades to get in the college you need to, right? Like, there's internal versions of this that go on for people. Also, I find it interesting when anyone goes back to school anytime after their 29th birthday, like, you got a story, you have a life, you've done some things. What are you doing? That's interesting, but that can feel like being behind or delayed, or, you maybe aren't just feeling the most confident right now, right? So it could be something like that. And find a mentor in your program, or find another 40-year-old that you can have coffee with on a regular basis and talk about these snot-nosed kids and how annoying they are. Like, a way to not let this sort of get stuck, but keep moving forward. So I like a kind of combo of look in the past, see what might have affected this. And then in your present interactions, it's like exposure therapy, and you need support while you're exposing yourself to quizzes and papers and stress and pressure. Make sure you're not doing this alone. And I get your life is busier. It's, in fact, I don't know how anyone does grad school who has a child. That's amazing, or has a full-time job, or has a bunch of things they have to take care of. That is incredible, but you can't do it alone, and you can't sort of expect perfection. There's got to be some realism here. And that may be from olden days too. Like, I'm this kind of student. So when I moved to Sweden, did not speak Swedish, I started attending Swedish classes. I had never in my life worked so hard to get a freaking D. Like, I got a freaking D on my like verbal something. And I thought I was going to get an F and have to start over. And she was like, ugh, here's your D. And I'm like, woo! Because none of it mattered, but I was an A student my whole life. I'd never gotten anywhere close to, I got maybe a B once, right? Like I didn't know what it was like to get a D. And then I have never felt like I earned something so much. Like I had to work so hard. Yeah. And that was, I had a couple moments where I'm a student again. And guess what? I loved being a student. I love answering questions. I love group discussions. Like it was so fun to be back in that setting. Mm-hmm. But when my grades started rolling in, I realized like I have no business speaking this language. It was a threat to the ego that was based on what I experienced in the past. And I couldn't just like get the teacher to like me and make it easier. That didn't work either because I couldn't communicate. And so it was really humbling. And there's something you can do with the really humbling thing. And, you know, Swedish didn't matter in the end. It wasn't for a job, right? But it's a choice that you sometimes might have to consciously make, that what's humbling about this or what makes me feel small is just my system's way of like, hey, you should be better than this or further along than this, or it's just trying to make sure you're okay. Yeah. But the idea would be like, hey, and this is the thing I want this person to Google, is the concept of growth mindset versus fixed mindset. There's all sorts of books on it. Yeah. But just this idea, and this is why kids, if you see a kid who's been trained in growth mindset, it's something to behold. Yeah. Because they are like, I'm learning this. Or like they make a mistake or fail or strike out or something, and they're like, ooh, chance to grow. And it's just a way to think about it versus I should already know everything on this test, or I should be getting straight A's because that means I've arrived. No, it's called learning. And that's sometimes hard for us to get our heads around if we were trained a different way to think about grades and learning and growth.
Yeah. Now, if you took that Swedish test today, how do you think you'd do? Just curious.
I'd kill it.
Yeah.
I'd kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mainly because I still study Swedish every day, and then I understand it perfectly now, but I still sound like an idiot, but I can at least say the right words. Yeah. But at the time, I mean, it was very much my first year, and woo.
It's a little intense because it wasn't just like you were in a place where you needed to hurry up and learn the language. You had
live it.
Young kids, you had to live it. Everyone's getting started in a whole new, like, I don't even know how you did it. It's crazy to me.
I had that experience of the immigrant parent experience where your kid speaks it better than you. Mm-hmm. And the teachers get them to translate, because there was a few people who didn't speak English well. Most people did, and so they would stick with Swedish, and my kid is like annoyed that he has to translate for me or tell me something. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so painful. Mm-hmm. Like so painful. Or just having a taste of that. It is a very privileged experience to have a taste of it, but it was really helpful to experience. I have so much more empathy for anyone who ever has to learn a second language. Then also there's that part of, I was 38, 39. My brain was not quite the same. And at 42, you can feel that. You're like, my brain doesn't learn as quick, or it doesn't absorb as much. I feel like I have to work harder maybe than the college kid who drinks all night and gets up and takes the quiz in the morning. Those days are gone. And so a lot of sympathy for yourself and empathy and compassion, and then build a little bit of a hype team for yourself.
Yeah.
So there's that combination of things. One is, let's see what trauma in the past has made school hard. See what we can sort of take out of your system there. The other is really find your support you have here. And the other is just to recognize or write down and have it so you read it every day. Like, I'm so cool for going back to school at 42. Just remember.
Mm-hmm.
We are obsessed with youth in our culture, and it sucks because the best versions of us are not 25. They're not 29.
No.
Our best versions are more mature and more seasoned and more interesting and more nuanced, and like it's unfortunate that
it was just nice then because you're better looking and nothing hurts, you know?
Oh yeah. That's really true.
I mean, like, those are the value. That's the value of being 25, I think, is that you just
being 25. Yeah. Doesn't hurt. You're better looking just because you're younger, and we're obsessed with younger being.
And you sleep when you sleep.
Taylor Swift should write a song about it.
Oh, they totally should. Taylor Swift, this entire conversation could be a Taylor Swift song. I'll tell you that.
It is a Taylor Swift song. And you can sleep better. That's another one. Uninterrupted sleep anywhere. There's a lot of things. Biologically, they're awesome.
Yeah. It's just interesting because I understand it. The feeling that you're like, I remember when I was still doing college courses in I guess I'd have been 24, 25. And I remember thinking, I'm the old man in this class. So it's all relative anyway. You always think this of yourself. You always think, oh, I can't believe it. Look at these 18-year-olds in here. I can't believe I'm here. They all think I'm a grandpa. No, you're 25, you dingus. You're fine.
Right.
Like that kind of what we do in our own heads is always so much worse than what's actually happening.
Right. And you're going to be 45 anyway, and now you just have your master's degree.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's pretty awesome. I think this person should be stoked. I'm stoked for them.
I know they should. They should, and you don't have to suffer as much though. Like that's maybe what I'm hoping is that you can find a few tweaks, do a little self-care, a little self-therapy, get a buddy, like find some ways to make this a little easier on yourself, and see if you can ease some of this, and just it's going to make it easier.
Yeah. Well, let us know, listener. How did your tests go? And also, I don't know, they didn't really get into it, but I'd love to know. Oh, no, they did. Master's of Business Administration. I don't even know what you use that for. Do you just use that for business leadership, management stuff, that kind of thing?
A manager or
get you more money in some ways.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, we got work.
Oh, I've got an MBA. Great. Here's an additional $2,000, $20,000 a year.
Warp Forge in the chat says, I'm in college at age 50. That's awesome. Congratulations, awesome. Warp Forge. Cool. I didn't know that about you. That's cool. Well, anyway, let us know. We'd love to hear back from you. And hopefully this helps other people with their anxieties when it comes to education and everyday things like this. May all your quizzes...
Let me say this really quick. I remember, it just popped in my head. I remember being in my abnormal psych class, which is a very fun, everyone in there found out that they were mentally ill and everyone they love is mentally ill. It's a really fun class. Anyway, that class, there was a woman in her 40s had come back to school.
Yeah.
And I remember just being so annoyed by her. And I think back to why I was annoyed. And I was annoyed because she didn't need to date, or she didn't need to go to parties, or she didn't need any of the stuff that college also requires of you. Mm-hmm. So she could just study all the time and be perfect. And I remember just being so annoyed that was unfair. And I think, maybe 42-year-old feel yourself a little here. Like other students might be jealous of your experience. They might actually be looking up to you and thinking some other things than you might think, that they just think you're old.
Yeah, the opposite of it. Because part of this, so you're right about the feeling of like, yeah, I'm doing this a little later than is expected by our culture.
Yeah.
But the thing you don't know is that other people see you doing that and breaking the trend and doing something rad. And I have nothing but admiration. I don't know anybody who would look at that and go, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you're going back at 42. Like that's just in our heads.
Everyone's amazed.
Everyone's amazed. And they're at the very least, they're just passively happy for you. Right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about them at all. And, that's
okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Good. All right. Sorry. I'm excited to pimp something.
Pimp it. Do it.
So I'm going to pimp my own stuff very soon. So I really enjoy. It's supposed to be July 1st, but who are we kidding? But I love this email when he says he's a huge fan of mine and all that I do. So I need you to do the thing when it's time. It's not time, but I appreciate anyone who cares about the crap I do. But in the meantime, which it'll be in the next few weeks. In the meantime, I just sent you a link to this, Scott. Mainly, I just want you to buy this for your grandkids.
Oh.
So this is my friend just designed and created a puzzle. And it's the freaking cutest thing. It's Moose plus Fox is her little brand. And she made this, those
look at
like animal puzzles with the names and the pegs and the letters. And anyway, it's so cute.
Hey, look at that. It's awesome. I love this.
I know. Isn't that amazing? And she's just like the nicest human I've ever known. And she's like, here's my puzzle. So I bought one and I'm going to write the craziest review. I can't wait.
She has a billion of these. These are great. And the letters match. They totally match the animals. Oh, that's so
like
cool.
E for elephant. And anyway, and she did all the artwork and did all the stuff. It's adorable. So Scott, you have a grandchild in this age range. And Kim does all this crap. I think you should surprise everyone by buying this puzzle.
I'm doing
yourself.
it. I'm buying it for Phoebe because she's at the age where this would really ring for her.
Exactly. It's perfect. Yeah. And I don't know if she wrote on there yet, but when I read it, I'm like, girlfriend, you got to write on here that it is non-toxic paint and it's meets all these standards. She's just like, oh yeah, I should probably. I'm like, yeah brag about that stuff.
Not in the description yet, but
she needs to change that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to
buy a puzzle. Isn't that cute?
I just grabbed it.
Even if
great price right now. Like normally $15 now, at least on mine, $3.79 right
what?
now.
What?
Yeah.
What is happening? Mine was 15. Dang it.
Mine's also 15. Hold on.
Wow.
Man, Brian, you got something special.
Yeah.
Business price. Yeah. It's Coverville business price, baby.
Let's see.
Dang. All right, everyone get Brian to order it.
I want to figure this out because I want to get it, but if I can get it for $3, that's even better. Yeah, I'm showing $14.99.
Except no, she's not going to get any money if we all buy it for $3.
Oh yeah, all right, buy the $14.99.
There you go, exactly.
How is your listing
always
saying
looking
that?
for a deal?
I don't get how
she is a cat, by the way, puppy, kitty, trout.
How are you seeing this at $3? It's not there. It's just $14.99.
Just sent you my screenshot.
I see it. It says business price. Huh.
What does that mean?
Because clearly they see that Brian needs this for his business. Let's give him a good deal on it.
That's really weird. All right. Well,
I guess is weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Only Brian can buy it at that price. Everyone else, pony up.
Yeah.
I may not have good internet today, but boy, do I have prices on jigsaw puzzles.
I was going to say, your internet is giving you discounts today is what it's doing.
That's right. I've got discounted internet. Exactly.
It must be something with a business thing. Is that what's going on? All right. I'll figure that out.
Has to be. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I had
Love
that.
it.
All right. Well, anyway, that's awesome. Hey, Wendi, have a great time. I guess Abe's home for the break, right? That's fun.
Yeah. He's have I told you what he's doing all summer? He's a window washer.
Oh, no way. That's fun.
And so he's up on those big booms and cleaning the weirdest places. He cleaned the county jail.
Oh my gosh.
Wild. And like all these very big business parks. And my favorite story, it happens probably once a week, is he'll be washing a window and someone inside in like a board meeting will wave to him because they think he's waving at them.
Oh, because he's doing this?
Yeah. And he's only seen one naked person, and it was a really old lady in a restroom.
Oh,
so,
wow.
He's doing great.
That's great. No, that's what you want. If you're going to see anybody naked, make sure it's a really old lady in a rest home.
Yeah, just watch The Shining.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ew.
Speaking
anyway, so he's doing good.
Speaking of which, Shelley Duvall died today. Funny enough. Not funny enough, but
my almost movie mom. Yeah.
Aww.
She's pretty great. Anyway, Wendi, have a fantastic week. We will see you next time. Bye now.
Okay, bye.
All right. That was awesome. Well, we're at that.
Are you currently in Crusty Town, or am I in good sound?
You're in good sounding town right now.
Okay, good.
It was
good.
Back and forth. It was sort of.
I know. Yeah.
Never knew.
That's what definitely makes me feel like it's something on their end and not mine.
Yeah.
Because nothing's changing here. I don't know, like nothing's syncing or updating, and it's just this computer now running. So, whatever.
Yeah, they're doing something over there. Hopefully, improving your speeds. Who knows?
Maybe. By the way, we never talked about Shelley Duvall, so I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, we didn't. We never brought her up. It is not our fault. We know.
J.K. Grammer did, but we didn't.
We didn't bring it up. She's great, though. I loved her in almost everything I ever saw her in. I hate this headline on Hollywood Reporter, though. Let me read you this.
Okay, all right.
It says, Shelley Duvall, the saucer-eyed, rail-thin waif who starred in 7 films. It's like, why you got to do that?
A saucer-eyed waif.
Rail thin waif. It's like just
rail thin waif.
Just say great actress Shelley Duvall has passed.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like people are gonna say, no, I don't know who this Shelley Duvall. Oh, saucer-eyed rail thin waif. Yes, now I know who you're talking about.
Really annoyed.
Yeah.
There's
Why
no
not just say like a star of Popeye and The Shining.
Yeah. Yeah. It's lame. Don't be doing that. Also, she just keeps mentioning all the men she worked with. I don't know. She's great. I really liked her a lot, and she was compelling in everything. And
she really was. Yeah.
I even love that Popeye movie. I admit it.
Yeah. No, I think it's weirdly uncomfortable and off-putting, and I love it.
Indeed. She was 75. Doesn't say cause of death. I know she went through some really rough times recently with some mental health stuff, and I hope her family and everybody's doing okay.
Yeah. By the way, currently in season 6 of Silicon Valley, and Bernie Capel just showed up as a multi-episode arc as one of the board members of Hootie, and I completely forgot he was in this thing. But he's basically the main person in the board that always is talking to Richard Hendricks,
the doctor from Love Boat.
From Love Boat, yeah.
Is he is he a philanderer in this as well?
He's not. That's the funny thing. But at one point he goes, "What the F?" and he says the actual word. It just is like, so wow, that is so un-Love Boat for him to say.
He looks young enough to run for president in this photo. Look at that.
How is that a qualification anymore, Scott? Young enough to run for president?
Well, that's
like,
that's the joke, see, because look at him.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
See that photo? Because good Lord.
Kind of looks a little Mitchy, right? Like a little Mitch McConnell.
A little Mitchy, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I can hear him doing it.
I'll have the Lorne twos delivered to my stateroom.
That guy. Turtle Man.
Yeah.
All right, that is it for today. We got Coverville, as Brian mentioned, All Things Willing on his internet. Either way, there'll be a show, so watch for that.
There'll be a show. You might get it as a podcast, but if I go live with the stream, if things get themselves worked out, then I will. You'll see a little notification on Threads, X, Twitch, all those things.
All the stuff. Check it out. Core tonight, 5 p.m. Got a lot to talk about. Big bombshell news about Game Pass going up. And whether or not that's a expected thing, good thing, bad thing, we don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to talk about it, plus all the other stuff we did this week in gaming. That's Core tonight at 5 at frogpants.tv. We have a couch party tomorrow. We are watching Venom, the first Venom, at least half of it probably.
Half of it. Yeah, half of it.
Yeah, we're doing it. We chunk them out in about hour chunks. So
with a little preparation for the upcoming third Venom movie.
That's right. We get these two done, then I'll have no excuse to wait another 4 years before seeing Venom 3. Right. Let's see, what else? Play Retro tomorrow, 1:30. We mentioned that before. Jet Set Radio, getting some time on there. And then Film Sack this weekend, we are doing Scarface.
Scarface.
Yeah, part of your hot
Say
action.
Say hello to my 2.5-hour movie.
It's a long one.
And 2 hours and 45 minutes, actually, yeah.
And is it you that never saw it? Or is it?
Yeah, it was me that up until last night had never seen it, but I'd seen enough. I mean, I knew what it was about, and I'd seen the important clips up until last night, but watched the whole thing last night. And it's. I can't wait to talk about it. There's some things. It's like, okay, I mean, it does what it needs to do, but I don't think it deserves all of the posters and t-shirts and rap songs and that sort of thing that maybe it gets.
It's a thing of its time for sure.
Yes, I think so.
Probably a big part of that. So anyway, that'll be this weekend. So watch for that. And then a quick note about the store. We've been doing this big sale, blowing stuff out. My daughter just brought a gigantic car full of things for me to sign today. So when I'm done here, I got to go do that. And it's going great. There are still some there. But so you know, Sunday night, all of that stuff goes away. So if you want to get it now, now's the time. These deals are insane. I sound like I'm selling electronics in the 80s. But these deals are crazy, and they're going away. But anyway, on at about 11 p.m. on Saturday night, Sunday night, we're closing the store for maintenance while we do the overhaul. And that means everything in there will not be there anymore. So if you want it now, now's the time to get it. We can fulfill all the way up to that point. But once that's gone, it's gone, and then we're off to the new plan. So just so you know, this is your chance. Get in there at frogpants.com/store. Okay? Okay. That's it for us. Everything else is at frogpants.com/TMS, and Brian will now present us with a song, hopefully with good internet. We have no idea.
Let's see if this goes through. Yeah. Greg for Walkman wrote in, said, "Hey there, History Man and Dementus. July 11th will be my 57th year of waking up on this little rock. I would really love to hear a cover of Monkey Gone to Heaven by the Pixies. See you in Vegas. And is it too early for a fish sandwich?"
Oh my gosh, Vegas. Is this an old email?
He requests the Ibit remix. No, he sent this in last month. See us in Vegas 2025.
That's great. He's already planning. That's
Where
fantastic.
He always sees us, yeah.
Yeah, well, here's this then.
Hey, is it too early to get a fish sandwich?
Classic.
Nicely done. Love you all, Greg for Rockman. That's probably what my internet sounds like, right? When,
a little bit.
Like I'm coming up over the intercom. All right, cover of Monkey Gone to Heaven by the Pixies. I love this version. This comes from a 2022 album called Viva, Songs of Freedom. And, your first thought when you hear this band name is, are they Russian? They might be. I don't know. This is Wodka Travolta.
Good
And
Lord.
I'm pronouncing that exactly how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Wow.
With their cover of the Pixies' Monkey Gone to Heaven.
Have a fantastic day, you guys, and we'll see you on Monday for all the people skipping everything else we mentioned. Okay? All right. Bye now.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
All right, be right back.
The high-speed Brian.
All right, be right back. Yep.
Yeah, remember that?
I'd much rather have